Revitalization of the community really centers and depends on our ability to address the inability of small and family-sized businesses to maintain their role in this community. We're standing here in Adams Morgan, one of the most historical parts of Ward 1, and we've just been talking to residents here in Adams Morgan about the importance of making sure that small and medium-sized businesses maintain their role in this neighborhood, which is what brought a lot of us to this part of the city in the first place. It's nice to have some of the conveniences of all the big box stores, the Target, the Best Buy, the Starbucks in nearby Columbia Heights. But with that, it's made it harder and harder for the businesses right behind us to stay in this part of the city. We've also been talking to a lot of people here who want to make sure that the residential feel is not lost in the party district and the commerce associated with this part of town. Everybody seems to agree that Georgia Avenue looks the same way it did as it did 20, 30 years ago. It's the only place in the city where to walk your kid to school, you'd have to pass 3 or 4 liquor stores and 2 or 3 carry-out restaurants, just to get your child there. It's the last part of Ward 1 to see virtually no level of investment or revitalization from the city, and something needs to change about that right now. We need some of the same Main Street investments that we've seen on H Street and Northeast, or further up Georgia Avenue as you get close to Silver Spring, to make sure that we can have cafes and bakeries and bagel shops along our Georgia Avenue, not just in other parts of the city. Mount Pleasant, on the other hand, which used to be a center for economic activity, is experiencing more and more vacant lots, more and more vacant businesses, because one, people who used to work in those restaurants can't afford to live anywhere in the neighborhood anymore. We need to make sure that as we're investing in small businesses, we also invest in rental properties and affordable rents and affordable housing, so that people who work in these small businesses within our community can afford to live in our community. What can actually be done by the city to improve these neighborhoods, to improve small and medium-sized businesses along Mount Pleasant, Adams Morgan, Georgia Avenue? Facade improvement grants, tax incentive financing, economic empowerment zones, and more robust Main Street programs need to be the focus of revitalization in these neighborhoods if we want to make sure that small and medium-sized businesses still have a place in these neighborhoods. We can't expect to continue investing large government resources in sweetheart deals for developers and tax breaks and incentives for large corporations and not invest in local cafes, bookstores, and bakeries without really ruining the fabric of our neighborhoods. Revitalization of the community really centers and depends on our ability to address the inability of small and family-sized businesses to maintain their role in this community.